As Sihan and Ila stepped onto the stage, the murmur of the room fell into absolute silence. Under the lights, they stood frozen for a moment, staring at each other. This moment felt both familiar and foreign to them. The past lingered like a ghost between them. However, to the audience, it looked like nothing more than a sweet reminder of an old friendship. "What are you feeling?" Ella asked as they walked toward the stage. Her voice was low, with a slight tremor. Sihan paused briefly before responding. "It feels like we're in the same place, under the same lights, but in a completely different world," he said, his voice reflecting the depth of his emotions. As they reached the stage, the host smiled, introducing them enthusiastically. "Ladies and gentlemen, the unforgettable on-screen couple, Jihan and Ella." Amidst the applause, both managed to smile, though their smiles were masks hiding the complicated emotions building within. When the gala ended, the room slowly began to empty. Yet Jihan and Ella found themselves alone in a quiet corner. Instead of drifting apart, they seemed to be unconsciously drawn closer to each other. Sihan noticed Ella's hands tightly clenched in her pockets. Ila, meanwhile, kept her eyes fixed on the floor, seemingly unable to muster the courage to speak. "I never thought we'd meet like this after all these years." Ila finally broke the silence. "But I guess life has plans beyond our control." Jihan responded with a heartfelt smile. "Life's plans are always full of surprises, Ila. But sometimes those surprises are good, and sometimes they're challenging." Ila lifted her head, meeting Jihan's gaze. "What was the hardest part, Jihan? Leaving or living with what was left behind?" Jihan's expression shifted momentarily. There was a profound sadness in his eyes. "Leaving is always the easier part, Ila, but every departure leaves something behind. And sometimes what you leave behind never really leaves you." As their conversation hung heavy in the air, Ayla suddenly flinched at the sound of a voice from across the room. Her manager was approaching. "Ayla, it's time to go," he said firmly. Ella glanced at Shihan for a brief moment, her expression unreadable. "I have to go," she said softly. Shihan nodded slightly. "Of course, but maybe someday we'll continue this conversation." Ella paused for a moment at his words, then quickly walked away. But the weight in her heart stayed with her all night. Later that night, Sihan walked along the shore alone. The moonlight shimmered on the sea like a glowing path. He picked up a stone and threw it into the water. The sound of the splash echoed like the emotions he had been holding inside. Ella, meanwhile, sat alone in her car. Staring out the window, she thought of her childhood days. The pure moments she shared with Jihan now felt like a tangled knot in her mind. She picked up her phone, but couldn't bring herself to call him. For a moment, she typed his number, then erased it and set the phone aside. Neither of them knew that this night, which fate had orchestrated to bring them together, was the beginning of a much larger story. But one thing was certain. The wounds of the past had crossed their paths once more. This encounter was only the beginning.